Hi everyone, my name is Denise and I have my beautiful baby Yogi right next to me. He's laying down on his favorite blanket. For October 15th to the 21st, I'm going to recommend you dark comedy horror movies to watch. For October 15th, I'm going to recommend you The Return of the Living Dead, which came out in 1985. So I spoke about The Return of the Living Dead in my fun Summerween movies to watch. And of course, I have to give a shout out to my cousin Cindy because Cindy was the one that showed me The Return of the Living Dead. Cindy spoke very highly of The Return of the Living Dead, and after watching it, I understood why. A lot of zombie movies and a lot of TV shows that have zombies in them, they tell us that we have to remove the head or destroy the brain in order to defeat a zombie. But this movie took it to a whole nother level. And it's like, how can you destroy something when everything you've been taught is not working? It gets you thinking and I can't even talk. And it's extremely creepy, but with some of the characters, or a lot of the characters, they make the movie really funny. But when you take that away, for me personally, when you take away the funny characters, the funny lines, all you're left with is zombies that really can't be defeated. And I feel like that's what makes the movie scary. And of course, with the characters, that's what makes it funny. So when it's mixed together, it kind of blends into something unique. For October 16th is the movie Tremors, which came out in 1990. I absolutely love the cast from Tremors: Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, and Reba McEntire, along with a few other people that I can't think of right now. They just look like they were having so much fun making this movie. I can't even imagine what happened behind the scenes. They probably had so much fun, and you can tell it came on like on the camera when they were filming. You can tell that they were really like bouncing off each other and like they've known each other for years. And the sense of humor in the movie is just so adorable and so funny, of course. Tremors is a fun watch. If you're looking for a dark comedy movie with a hint of horror in it, then Tremors is the one to see. For October 17th is the movie Arachnophobia, which came out in 1990. The funny thing about Arachnophobia is that the first time I saw this movie was actually here in the living room, but with a different couch. I remember I was here watching it on the TV, and there was this part towards the end. Throughout the whole movie, of course, I got the creeps because I have arachnophobia. I get so scared of spiders. But no lie, I was doing so good until this part towards the end of the movie where a freaking spider jumped out of nowhere, and I screamed, and I was like that, like holding onto the couch, and I said, oh my god, I got so scared. I was like, what the hell? And it popped out of nowhere. Oh my god. And then there's like another scene in Arachnophobia where it was this girl taking a shower, and she has her eyes closed and she's like shampooing her hair, and the spider comes down. Oh my god, it's just so disgusting. I think even before Arachnophobia, I always kept my eyes open like in the shower because I'm like paranoid. But after watching Arachnophobia, I definitely kept my eyes wide open. And here's the crazy thing. One day I was taking a shower, and for some reason, I closed my eyes while I was shampooing my hair. And then I was closing my eyes and I thought to myself, wait a second, why am I closing my eyes? I opened my eyes, no lie, I promise. There was a freaking spider right there hanging in front of my face. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god. And I went into the water. I don't know if it was like the air, or I don't know if it was windy in the shower, but no lie, the spider came towards me. And then of course, since I was behind the water pushed it down. How crazy is that? I was like, man, Arachnophobia may be based on a true story, because that is so crazy. Out of all the days that I decided to close my eyes, for some reason, a freaking spider decides to pop out. How crazy is that? So thanks to Arachnophobia, I have become more paranoid about my surroundings when it comes to spiders. Oh my god, why do they have so many legs? Oh, it's just so disgusting. I know spiders are good because I guess they kill like the flies and stuff, but they can do it in their own section of the house while they can't be in my sections that I'm always in. That's the rule. That's my rule, actually. That's my rule. If they're in a place where I know me and Yogi or any other of my family members are, I'm sorry, they gotta go. But if they're in their own corner that I know I don't really go to or Yogi doesn't lay down by, they're okay, they can stay there. One more thing I almost forgot to mention, well, one more person I almost forgot to mention is John Goodman. John Goodman stole the show, well, actually stole the movie in this movie, Arachnophobia. His character, I remember when I first watched it, I was kind of annoyed, but once I saw the movie again, I was like, actually, his character is kind of hilarious. So it took me time to warm up to his character, but John Goodman did an incredible job in this movie. He was extremely funny. For October 18th, I am going to recommend the movie The Frighteners, which came out in 1996. I have to give another shout out to my cousin Cindy for showing me the movie The Frighteners. We actually watched it here in the living room. Well, I watched it for the first time here in the living room with my cousin Cindy. I remember this movie being really funny, kind of sad, but mostly funny. And I was just so surprised that at the time in my life, I think I was probably in high school, I was so surprised that I have never heard of this movie or have seen this movie. So I'm extremely grateful that my cousin Cindy showed me this movie when she did. I also showed this movie, The Frighteners, to one of my little cousins. She likes to remain anonymous, but I showed her this movie and she also liked it, so I was really glad. A lot of the characters are funny, but of course the bad characters, some are creepy, this one guy will get you so mad. Well, he got me mad. I don't want to assume for you guys, but one character got me extremely mad, so frustrating. And then, of course, there's like a few other characters that are really creepy, not to be mean, but, you know, they played their part good, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, if you're looking for a movie like Tremors that's funny, I feel like with this, it's funny, but it does a balance of being funny when it needs to, but also being scary when it's really necessary. And what makes the movie fantastic is Michael J. Fox. If you don't recognize Michael J. Fox, he was in the movie Back to the Future. He played the character Marty McFly. And Michael J. Fox is just an incredible and extremely talented actor. For October 19th, I'm going to recommend the movie Idle Hands, which came out in 1999. The number one thing I have to say about Idle Hands is that it's so freaking funny. All of these characters and more that they don't show on the cover are so freaking funny. I would have to say Seth Green. You may recognize him from like the Austin Powers movies. He also, I think, created Robot Chicken. He is my favorite character in the movie. He's just so freaking funny. I love it when he says, oh, look at me, I'm Leatherface. Oh, that one just cracks me up every time I see it.
Oh, look at me, I'm Leatherface!
And there's another quote that Seth Green's character says, and it's something like, F it, I mean, it was really far.
Oh, he figured. I mean, it was really far.
Meaning that they would have to walk into the light, meaning, I guess, heaven, and they couldn't even do that because they were just so lazy to walk. But honestly, no matter how many times I've seen this movie and will see it in the future, I feel like I will always laugh so freaking loud. I'm so grateful that my cousin Cindy showed me this movie, because honestly, this movie freaking it changed my life. This movie makes me so happy, and I highly recommend that if you have never seen this movie, Idle Hands, please watch it. And I'm sorry for that loud car if you can see it. I mean, if you can hear it, not see it. But yeah, please watch Idle Hands if you have never seen it. I don't want to assume maybe you'll like it, maybe you'll think the characters are annoying, but just give it a try. And I hope that you love this movie, that this movie makes you laugh, because, oh my god, this movie is just so awesome. I love it. And one more thing that I would like to say about Idle Hands is that in the movie Idle Hands, Anton, which is this guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm just probably going to put it in the bottom, but his character's name is Anton, and Anton's neighbor plays the song Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue, and I love Motley Crue. Like, my number one favorite song from Motley Crue is Home Sweet Home, and it depends, it like changes from time to time, but I would say like Shout at the Devil is like in my top 3. So whenever I hear it in idle hands, I have to hear it like after because it gets stuck in my head like on loop. And then when I hear Shout at the Devil like randomly, then I think of Idle Hands, and then I crave to watch Idle Hands. Oh, and I almost forgot that the band The Offspring is in Idle Hands like towards the end of the movie. And when I first saw them in Idle Hands, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool, that's The Offspring. I was like, oh my god, I was not expecting to see The Offspring in Idle Hands, and I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. For October 20th is the movie Shaun of the Dead, which came out in 2004. Now again, I do have to give a huge, tremendous shout out to my cousin Cindy, because Cindy was the one who showed me Shaun of the Dead. Although I don't remember when, I was probably like really little, because this movie just popped up in my life, honestly. But I've seen this movie countless times, and I have shown my little cousin Shaun of the Dead, and I do plan on showing my nieces this movie. I feel like it's just something that you have to show others. Like, you have to share Shaun of the Dead with other people. Like, it's just like a tradition that people should have. Shaun of the Dead is a cult classic. It's funny, of course. So it should be a tradition where if someone hasn't seen Shaun of the Dead, you should show it to them, because Shaun of the Dead is just one of those movies where I feel like it's really rare to meet someone who doesn't like Shaun of the Dead. Like, thank goodness I haven't met anyone that doesn't like this movie, but if they don't like Shaun of the Dead, no offense, but that's like a red flag. There's 2 parts in Shaun of the Dead that will either make me emotional or choke up or just flat out cry. And that's what I love about Shaun of the Dead. There's, of course, so many funny moments, so many quotable quotes in this movie, but when it's time to be serious and make the movie a little emotional, it does a great job at that. For October 21st is the movie Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which came out in 2010. With Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, I already spoke about this movie in my fun summer win movies to watch, which I'll leave linked down below in the description box, because I left 2 timestamps for the movie in that video. But just to give a quick summary, I, of course, really enjoyed this movie. There's so many quotable quotes. I freaking love the characters. I love the miscommunication, the misunderstanding, which this movie also helped me not to assume too much of what I don't really see. Or like, if I see something happen, you know, there's always like 2 sides to the story type of thing. So this movie is really funny and also like really bloody. So if you can't really handle a lot of blood, maybe don't watch it, or maybe watch it with someone who has seen it, so that way they can tell you, okay, cover your eyes, so that way you don't look at all the blood. But yeah, this movie, in my opinion, for me, is a classic. I remember I tried showing this movie to my cousins, but they unfortunately had to leave early, so we couldn't finish it. But I will try again to show this movie to anyone and everyone, of course, if they want to see it, if they're interested in seeing it. And I can't believe not a lot of people talk about this movie, because in my opinion, it's extremely funny, extremely unique, and it amazes me that not a lot of people know about this movie. But please, if you have time, if you're looking for a new dark comedy horror movie to watch, please consider watching Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Hopefully you won't be disappointed. Hopefully it will make you laugh, you will love it, and it will become one of your favorite movies to watch. Now that I'm looking at the cover and talking about Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, I am craving to rewatch it, so I would definitely have to rewatch it very soon. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it if you have made it this far. Please don't forget to like the video, comment if you have seen any of these movies and what's your opinion on them, and please don't forget to subscribe. And here's a quick look at my baby Yogi before I end the video. He is so warm and so fluffy. Are you okay? His eyes, look at him. He probably hears the rain outside. We're here in the living room, which is why my background is different, of course. The rain has been on and off, and Yogi is kind of scared of the rain, so I decided to do the video down here so that way he won't hear it, the raindrops falling on the roof, because that really freaks him out. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for hearing me speak about these movies. I love talking about movies, especially horror movies, but I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'll see you guys later. Peace. For October 15th, oh, I'm so sorry.